Hello everyone, I am Kevin with Roadrunner Sports, bringing you a live video today. I am sitting with Kathleen McCartney. She is a Roadrunner Sports VIP member who recently participated in a run venture to Cuba. Now you may be wondering, what is a run venture? Well, it's actually the trip of a lifetime that involves your favorite activity, running, along with amazing eateries and tourism and other local cultures that you can visit around the world. So basically what we've done is we've partnered with Classic Journeys, who basically takes care of everything for you. All you have to worry about is showing up. So without further ado, we've got some great questions for Kathleen and some more information on how you would be able to experience the run venture of your lifetime. So let's get started, Kathleen. The first thing that we would like to ask you is, what was the most exhilarating or exciting fun thing about your trip?
I'd say definitely it was participating in the marathon. That was just, that was kind of the focus of the trip with Classic Journeys and Roadrunner Sports. And the focal point for me was being able to go over to a foreign country and experience that city by running. And every step of the way was just an amazing discovery and experience.
That's awesome. And had you ever done that before?
Never. This was my first time to just do a run venture.
Wow.
I've done bike riding all over the world. I've done triathlon all over the world, but I've never done a running experience vacation.
Wow.
And it was fantastic, and I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, something you'll never forget, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what was the craziest thing that you experienced on your trip to Cuba?
Well, when you travel with Classic Journeys, they prepare all the details. Like all you have to do is just pack your bag, and then things just kind of roll out in this exciting way. And I'd say on the first day, arriving to this beautiful hotel and saying, okay, we're going to go out for dinner. We stepped out of the hotel and there's a surprise of like these 1950s classic cars, one of every color. And I'm like, I thought it was just like a show.
Yeah.
But we actually got to ride in these convertible classic cars.
Oh my gosh.
To Old Havana and go out to dinner. And
That
was crazy.
Celebrity.
Yeah, it was really
wow,
fun.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it was.
So what, besides that, of course, it surprised you the most while on this trip?
Oh my gosh, it surprised me the most. Well, it was interesting, like the whole time that I was there, I kept pinching myself because growing up, I never thought that I would get to. Sorry.
No, you're okay. So for you guys just tuning in, we are sitting here with Kathleen McCartney, who is one of our Roadrunner Sports VIP members who recently went on a run venture trip to Cuba.
It's really, sorry. It really felt like I was stepping back in time. And I had never really thought about that. And ahead of the trip. And it just felt like you're experiencing a bit of history that I'd heard about, but never got to experience firsthand.
And would you say that it lived up to expectations, or at least your expectations?
I'd say it exceeded my expectations.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, because I'd say when you're on a Classic Journeys Roadrunner trip, you get to do things and travel in such a way that no one else does. So they have meticulous planning, and they kind of have the inside track. They set up adventures and opportunities with locals so that you have an opportunity to see things that normal tourists wouldn't get to see. You have special cultural experiences, special dining in paladors, and special experiences dancing and seeing the arts.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. So when we're talking about obviously running, which is a huge part of doing a run venture in another country, what was the course like? What was it like running there? And did you have sort of locals cheering you on along the way? Like, how was that for you?
It was so fun to arrive in the morning to a course that I'd never even seen before. So it was just, every bit of it was a discovery. So we got to the course in the morning. It was like a beautiful sunrise. So the lighting was beautiful. And the colonial buildings just kind of glowed. And I just felt like it was kind of magical because every bit of it was a discovery. Then there are thousands of local people and actually runners from all over the world.
Wow.
So you just felt like you're being kind of thrown into this family. Not to mention you're in an intimate group. Like the people that were on this run venture were also people from all over the United States that also shared a common interest. So I thought it was really fun to be meeting people for the first time and sharing a new experience.
Wow, that's some great stuff. So maybe for people who haven't done this before or are hesitating in taking that leap to running in another country, What would you say to someone like that?
I'd say this was probably one of the best travel decisions that I've made, because I had never traveled with a group of people before. I'd always kind of planned my own itineraries. And now, I'm working, I'm very busy in my life. I'm training for triathlons, I have a family, like we all are so busy. And it's so nice to just find a dream trip that's just ready to go. And as I mentioned before, you pack your bag and then you show up. And then I like just discovering every experience that day and letting the trip unfold. And so I would say I'm very excited about doing another trip. And I saw that Classic Journeys and Roadrunners or Sports are partnering on some other really great adventures.
Yep.
And particularly locations that are still on my bucket list, not only for travel, but for the running aspect.
Right.
So to know that I can hit my bucket list and also check off additional marathons or half marathons or other distances, to me, that's kind of like a dream trip.
Yeah, it's a win-win for sure, definitely. And so a big concern for some people sometimes might be, the safety issue, right? I think anytime that we're so comfortable here in America that when we go other places, we kind of have that worry in the back of our mind. For you, how was that experience as far as the safety? Did you feel safe when you were, around and even on your runs and things like that? What would you say to somebody that maybe has those concerns?
I felt so safe being with our group, but I did think about the fact that I might not feel as safe without my group, because they have gone on, planned so many tours. Classic Journeys has planned so many tours. They know where to go, what car companies to use, what restaurants to go to. We have a tour guide. They've vetted all the hotels. They have so much meticulous experience. And so I felt 100% safe the whole time. And I also knew that while I was on the trip, I was doing things that I would not otherwise be able to do if I wasn't with this special group and this Runventure. We got to, dine in places that you could never have even known about. We got to have the inside track with locals and have, one-on-one experiences and lectures about their arts and tours. And so, I would really say, particularly going to Cuba, that I wouldn't go any other way except with Classic Journeys.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we have some other trips coming up that we want to talk about, and I think you alluded to that earlier. So June 2nd through the 8th, we are actually planning a Runventure to the Galapagos. And then as well as the 18th through the 22nd, Alaska and Anchorage. And November 17th through the 20th is going to be our next Cuba trip.
Wow.
So is it somewhere that you would return, would you say, whether there was a race involved or not? Is it somewhere that you would like to visit again?
Oh, definitely, because I just felt like it was just like giving me a taste of what is there. And I went on the trip that's called the Long Weekend in Havana. So we packed so much into this beautiful weekend. And for me, it worked out so well in my schedule because I still had to get back to my family and I still had to work. But I felt like those 4 days in Havana were just a beautifully packed itinerary, including a phenomenal run workout adventure.
Right.
And then doing all the other things I love to do when I travel. And then I made friends there that I will have my lifetime. So I would be really excited to go back and do that trip again, because I'm sure that every time you go, there are going to be new things to see and more things to explore.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So just to remind you guys, there is a link in the description so that you can follow along and pick out a Runventure of your own if you are interested. So that link will be on there for anybody who is interested in doing a Runventure with us coming up. Again, I'm with Kathleen McCartney, who went to Cuba. What were those dates again? It was last year,
It was
right?
November.
November.
It was November of
Okay.
2017. It was
Awesome.
right before Thanksgiving.
And
So
was
it
your
fantastic.
family very envious? Were they very jealous that you went on this
yeah.
trip?
They were so jealous.
Did they want to come with you? Was it something that from the get-go they were like, well, take me?
Oh, yeah.
And-
I mean,
Yeah.
we've all, over the years thought about going to Cuba and what it would be like, but it wasn't until, recent years where it was really open to tourism. So I just felt
Right.
so fortunate that I had this beautiful window of opportunity to not only go to Cuba, but to combine it with a run. So that was, I never really thought that would happen, let
Right.
alone getting to Cuba.
So you kind of tested the waters, and now that you know, you can go
I
ahead
would
and take
definitely
your
want to
family.
take my family there. I would
Wow.
definitely take my family there.
That's awesome.
And they're real adventurers, and I think they would love doing the run.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you wondering, if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and leave a comment. We'll get back to you later. Please note that while all of these trips are built around a run, they're not a must. You don't have to do them in order to go on these trips. You can go and, again, just explore the tourism that's there, the awesome eateries, obviously just getting away, whatever it means to you. So again, thank you so much, Kathleen, for joining us. Till next time, and that's all we got for you.